Da 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 da. Okay. Okay. There we go, baby. I love you in the morning. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Oh boy. Okay, okay. Looks like we're gonna do this with the sound off here today. So, okay. Alrighty. Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to the KTG Morning Show. Mike Staggs. Good morning. Good morning, Jaquana. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Walter. Good morning, Goddess Mother of Orisha, and good morning to Carpet Face out of London, and good morning to everyone today. I do appreciate you guys coming through. Don't mind me. I am in the middle of doing something that should have been taken care of a long time ago. Unfortunately, I have to reinstall the radio station software here, and believe it or not, it is quite an extensive thing to like sit here and watch it just die on you. But there is some kind of weird thing going on, and I intend to find out what it is. Just give me a second here, and I'll be right with you. But in the meantime, let us, give our morning prayer here. So we thank Jah for getting us up in the morning. It's a beautiful, blessed morning because no day is guaranteed. Also, to look forward in your kindness and your brevity towards your fellow man. Show compassion towards your enemies, even if they don't deserve it. And most importantly, make sure that you are in good health. And not only that, but also, for that matter and so forth, to understand one another as best we can. And we do this in the name of Jesus Christ, Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari. Okay. And let's get this show on. Tangled up in my hair here. Yes, I have hair like Jesus Christ. Okay. Alrighty. So that'll let you know right off the bat that I am, as they would say, kind of like I don't know. What do you guys think? Yay! There we are. Okay. Hopefully this will actually play. So let's see what happens. Okay, see, it looks like the same thing over again. And I am having this most discernible problems here. Okay, looks like it was going to take a minute for this thing to actually get together. So, in the meantime and in between time, let's discuss what's been happening. Okay, been the first of the year, and of course, needless to say, I won't be able to record this one for dexterity, but I may have to go online and also pull it from there and actually make the show happen, so that way we can have a later broadcast. But we will, and that's a good thing, okay? Because I'm pretty good when it comes to this technology stuff. Okay. Anyway, what's up with your boy? Oh, wait a minute. First of all, I gotta. Oh. It's actually playing. Oh my God. Well, we're like way out of circulation on this one. So hopefully we can get this thing started right. I am so sorry. I do apologize for the technical glitches that I'm having here this morning. And most importantly, I got to get from point A to point B with this damn thing, and it's not working. But we are getting something done. So I guess we're going to have to go and do it from here. So, again, we state that it is the beginning of the year. And we got a full moon still in the air. And good old Colorado Springs, where I'm at right now, in my lovely home. Okay. But I will have a place. I will be working diligently to make sure that does happen. Okay. So There we go. Now we can get rid of this. Get rid of that. Let's see, put you up here like so. And let's see where we are. Let's see where we are. I know this is taking forever. Okay. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, okay. All right. So we there? We're there? Yeah, we are there. Okay. First of all, I do want to excuse myself for having bad computer issues here. And I mean, it's always so funny. It always happens like just before showtime. Okay. Because obviously, y'all know what I'm about to say here. Okay, so if anything, welcome to the Ktng Morning Show. This is your host, the G to the R to the I to the T to the Z. Zesty underneath the mountain and above the freeway. Ronald Reagan, that is. Anyway, let's go and move on here to what we would like to call our first initiative, which is saying Happy New Year over and over again. It'll be a Happy New Year. All you gotta do is just keep saying that to yourself over and over and over. It becomes a mantra. Wow. What is it? What is this lump here? Okay, somewhere up in here. Now, I know that one. Where's this one at? This you? Okay, so I look like a black version of My Favorite Martian. Which, needless to say, have y'all heard of the new TV game show called Child Support? Okay, now if you're paying child support or this is going to be the least watched show among black men. Okay, I'm serious. Child Support, a show named Child Support. Wow. Anyway, I was listening to a couple of cuts from Jafar Jackson, who sounds just like his late daddy, Michael Jackson. He does. It's amazing. It's amazing. So obviously they've been singing together ever since he was a baby. So this is a good thing. But he named his kid Jafar, which is like the evil guy in the Aladdin story, that sort of thing. The evil wizard Jafar. Okay. Gotta scratch my head on that one. Yeah, I look like My Favorite Martian this morning and whatnot. Beep, 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 beep. I don't mind making an ass out of myself, trust me. There's nobody on this planet that can make a better ass out of myself than me. Okay. Either that or I hand my ass to somebody else, whatever that may be. Okay, so yeah, well, I guess we're good. Okay, please, mother, man, I'm gonna have to go and deal with this in a minute. Anyway, let's look into what's been happening. So what's been happening? It is a shivering, and I say shivering, 20 some odd degrees out here this morning. Believe you me, it is. It's pretty cold. It's pretty decently cold, I might say. And where are we on our weather map today? Everything. So it's like cold, crispy. It is the 3rd, and people are just starting to get up out the bed. Really, I'm just peeping out the window. And oh, you got to be kidding me! You got to be kidding me! Never mind. Anyway, let's just say it this way: for everybody back east, y'all know it is cold. What does it mean for our planet to be this misaligned? Okay. And if you look through your almanac, you're going to find out that, yeah, we're a little bit off center here. But what does it mean that when you have a tsunami winter storm going through like this through the East Coast and the South, as heavy as it is now, and in a place where snow is supposed to be supreme, we don't have any snow. We don't. Okay, we don't have any snow whatsoever. And I'm like, okay, I'm near Aspen, I'm near Vail, I'm near a lot of the ski lodges and everything, and I want to try my hand at skiing eventually, but I'm like, how come we don't have no snow? And then I look back east, and you guys are just getting buried. Now, if this is not an indication that global warming is in effect, then y'all can sleep on Jersey if you want to. Okay, remember that film, what was it, like the End of Day film with a huge hurricanes and floods and ice and all that crap happened. And yeah, I guess On Film Booty Bandit was on there as well. I don't know what his name is, but I don't know. He's a good looking chap. Anyway, the fact of the matter is this, people, is that we keep doing this to our planet. And this goes for you, China. This goes for you, Russia. This goes for you, Africa. This goes for every overly industrialized nation, especially here in America. That we put pollutants into the air. We put pollutants into the sea. Okay. And in the Pacific Ocean, there is an island mass of plastic floating. We are polluting our oceans, we're polluting our air, we're polluting our lands, left and freaking right. And I'm surprised that the Native Americans have not gone up to Washington, D.C. and say, stop this mess or else this land will turn against you. And it has. I mean, come on, you guys have been eating GMOs now for like the last 30 years and didn't even realize it. I included, okay? So if anything, I want to make sure you guys understand it. If you like what's going on here, you want to be a part of the stream, jump online here. I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube at the same time. Like and subscribe all the way through, and we'll see what we can do here. Now, that's my biggest, one of my big concerns is the welfare of this planet. Not only that, but the welfare of what we do on this planet to actually make sure that we can, have sustainable generations that can still use this planet at this particular point. But if we are, basically out there doing all kinds of craziness, major craziness, just to supply, our insatiable needs. Okay, a lot of you guys don't realize that most of the minerals that go into your cell phones and computers and everything else and so forth that's electronic come from out of Africa. Ooh, I burped. Africa. Okay, well, most of the stuff that comes from Africa, because it is the primary source for a lot of materials that go into your cell phones or anything electronic that the FCC puts a stamp on it. So therefore, you got free labor putting together a $2,000 phone that you're spending on and thinking that you're having problems with. Okay, and if you're having problems with your phone, then why are the trace elements that are used for these things booby-trapped before they even get here? Okay, you think the Africans are like, pay me $1 a week, I'll fix you, just like that. So the purity and the content of most of those elements may be tainted, which is the reason why your cell phones are acting up, that sort of thing. Yay, Apple! You finally got a kick in the ass. Anyway, speaking of kicking in the ass kicking and so forth, let's turn our attentions to what happened on the most important things that happened on this day in history. And one of them, okay, which I equate to the big kahuna himself, okay, is on 1925 when Benito Mussolini becomes dictator, okay. Makes a truculent speech before the chamber in which he takes responsibility for squadristi violence. And with the backing of his fascist majority, he declares himself dictator of all of Italy. Also on this day of history, so now that Mussolini is gone and passed, he's reincarnated himself into the vision of your intrepid idiot. Okay? Oh, I got a button too, and it's bigger and it's badder. Maturity, man, maturity. It's so bad. Okay. Let's see. 1959, Alaska is admitted into the 49th United States. 1961, United States severs diplomatic relations with Cuba, therefore inciting what is known as the Bay of Pigs. Jack Ruby dies before a second trial. Okay, so this ties up a lot of stuff. He dies of cancer in the Dallas hospital. Why? Okay, the man was healthy and so forth, but he basically went out there and assassinated, politician, educator, and author, becomes the first black woman elected in the United States Congress. What is she doing now? After he was caught in the Vatican Embassy in Panama, they got him and so forth, is that they played loud rock and roll music for like endless days. Let's see. That's pretty much it. Second strategic arms. Okay, now what if every other country has been sanctioned? Okay, if North Korea, South America, which basically right now is in a financial, it's in an economic slump beyond words. These guys are coming up with their own Bitcoin that's going to basically be based off the golden oil, and they have the world's largest oil reserves, which is the reason why South America told Bush, told all the Bushes, told everybody in the United States, kiss my ass, you're not getting it. Okay, now as long as you guys are sitting on that much oil and gold and so forth, let me ask you this one question. How come you're not feeding your damn people? Okay? When you got people buying chicken, you guys got the, like, you know, the proliferation of the best pickpockets there are, pickpocket scammers out there and so forth. But now that you guys are realizing that in a blockchain that you cannot control, you know, this is free money floating all over the fucking place. All right. So in that sense, Newsweek writes this out. Russian officials have ordered the development of a new cryptocurrency that will allow them to move money abroad and evade international sanctions. This instrument suits them very well for sensitive activity on behalf of the state. They'll be able to set accounts with counterparties in the world with no regard for sanctions. Okay. And Putin's putting it in, man. He's like, you know, you guys can be scared of it all you want. North Korea is scared of it. Okay. Now, when we have this current financial status that we have been like sitting on for like the last 120 some odd years, and we have forced everybody else to do the exact same thing, no one thought that some little guy in Japan would come up with Bitcoin and practically shatter the world financial system as it goes. Now, when this starts becoming like the norm and everything, then guess what, people? Guess what? You know what? We will have our revolution. One of the things about revolution is that, you know, you have to think like a gorilla, you know, a gorilla in the field and so forth, not a gorilla like they have in, like, you know, Compton, but more or less like, you know, a gorilla in guerrilla warfare. Yo, what's the first thing you do? You cut off communications and supplies to the enemy. All right. Since we're cutting off the supply to the enemy, slowly strangling, the United States is having a problem because you can't tax cryptocurrency. See? And they don't know how to tax that. They haven't came up with any broad measures. But when it does happen to the point to where cryptocurrency is outpacing the dollar, then the stock market is going to go for one big freaking crash, and then it's over. The Federal Reserve is done. Okay, all you other millionaires and billionaires who've gotten your money and so forth, you will be on the bottom. Okay, you will definitely be on the bottom because none of your assets will be worth anything at that point. So let's see. According to the report, it is the latest sign that Putin, once a skeptic of digital currency, has thrown his full weight behind the technology. The Russian president has already ordered his cabinet to devise regulation framework for cryptocurrency use in Russia. So in September, Russian Finance Minister Anton Solanov pledged that his department would begin regulating cryptocurrencies by the end of 2017. That's 2018, you're late. Okay. And these cryptocurrencies can be converted into regular currencies anonymously. And people who want to hide their identities during business transactions often use them. Who's funding ISIS? Oh! Boy, talk about a new system of Cold War coming. Remember, you heard it first. Anyway, but the Russian government has signaled that its future currency will be regulated and monitored by the Kremlin in some way. When the government gets involved, okay? Some say Putin's foray into digital currencies show that the technology once touted by libertarians as a way to exchange value while evading big banks and government can be co-opted. Okay, now as far as the function of it and so forth, and this is what you guys got to realize, as far as the function of cryptocurrencies, you basically are trading, you become your own bank primarily. You become your own bank. And exchange rates do difference, and there are charges and fees and everything, but it is the thing to do. It is the thing to do. Don't believe me. I'm doing it. Okay. I'm earning credibility for my Bitcoin, so I'm not using any of my own money. Okay. Alrighty. So that's the way to go. That's the way to go. But then again, there is some stuff that, man, I could just jump into right about now and say, let's go, and start doing this in the wee hours of the night and doing this in the morning. But okay, and for the most part, some people believe that Putin's foray into digital currencies show that the technology once touted by libertarians is idealistically a way to go, and were implemented in 2012 in response to human rights abuses suffered by a Russian lawyer, by Sergei Magnitsky. The U.S. and the European Union have levied sanctions against Russia in 2014 for the violation of the Ukraine's sovereignty of eastern Ukraine. Okay, it's real simple, people. The Russians just need a better, a military port to build more submarines. More restrictions were added in response to Russia's role in the meddling of the 2016 presidential election, which allegedly helped President POTUS into the White House unscathed. It goes down to the electoral elections and most of the elections and everything. So cryptocurrencies have become increasingly popular in recent months, and more governments are moving to accept and regulate them. Think about it, people. How is it, and I have to say this, that California could be like, the golden state for marijuana? It only deals with medical marijuana. And as of this year, they finally caught up to Colorado and Washington for having recreational marijuana. See how it spirals? Okay, so now think of it, people. You have two investing platforms. You have marijuana and you have Bitcoin. It's a win-win all the way. If you're not seeing this and so forth, do your research. Do your research. I research this stuff every single day. All right, so needless to say, let's go on to some other alarming stuff that I find kind of indicative of saying, like, okay, what the POTUS, the grand idiot, as I would call him, a lot of people will sit there and say, okay, well, this is a sanctuary city. The reason why I moved from cryptocurrencies to sanctuary city, because therefore there is some sort of safety measure. And when it comes to sanctuary cities and so forth, you have to realize that, yes, the city can be a sanctuary, but not your employer. Okay, your employer is not going to have the exact same, reasons to believe in the socialist movement, okay, that is supposed to spare people from being deported. But more workers say their bosses are threatening to have them deported. This is out of the LA Times. So to deal with the deal the workers struck was simple: $150 a day, to tile a bathroom and stucco the walls of a home in Arcadia. And this is the story now. The pay was to come at the end of each day, but never did, according to a lawsuit filed by the Los Angeles County Superior Court by the California Labor Commissioner. If you are not getting paid, go to the California Labor Commissioner. Skip everybody else, all right? After 6 days with no pay, the lawsuit alleges that the worker finally confronted his boss, who then called him a wetback, and threatened to report him to immigration authorities. Now, first of all, homers, okay, and this happens a lot. Anywhere in California, you can go to a Home Depot, or you can go to a Home Depot anywhere in California, and you always see a throng of workers out there, Mexican workers. Yeah, you don't see no black ones, you don't see no white ones, okay? You don't see no Asian ones, definitely. So, let's see. The guy goes, quote, "Let me share something with you. Not only am I an ex-sheriff, my family are all in the police department." Okay, the lawsuit says the boss wrote in a follow-up text message after refusing to pay the worker: "You want to come to my job and create an issue? I will handcuff you and take you into custody and wait for ICE to come take you in for felony threats." Okay. This is the boss, okay? This is the boss. Okay? Now we're seeing privilege extended over, say, the basis of humanity. So in this particular human strata, now here's the experiment, people. In this particular human strata, we have to realize that this particular system of have and have not it doesn't sit on the border. It sits too far, 90% of it embraces entitlement. So the employer could not be reached for comment, but the claim is increasingly common. Complaints over immigration-related retaliation threats surged last year in California, according to the Labor Commissioner's Office. Through December 22nd, workers have filed 94 immigration-related retaliation claims with the office, up from 20 in 2016 and only 7 a year earlier. Okay, so it means is that in order to violate somebody's, especially a worker's right to work, okay, everybody has a right to work in any country they go to. They do. All they do is apply for the paperwork, get yourself situated, and boom, you got a job. Straight up. And if they're going to try and feed their families and everything, they're going to hustle. Get out there and hustle. I don't care if you own a palace somewhere in Florida, okay? Fact of the matter is this. If I'm coming into your state, guess what? I'm gonna file my paperwork and get my job on. Hit the ground running. And that's what these people did. But if you refuse to pay them, then the labor board is going to hear about it. If I'm not paid, trust me, I will go to the EEOC real quick. But I'm retired, so what does that matter? Anyway, these laws took effect in 2014, specifically barring the practice, probably played a role in the increase of official complaints filed with the state agency as workers become more familiar with their rights, and they should. Workers' rights. There's not a place anywhere, okay, that discusses the rights of workers, and the EEOC knows this. They send out the posters. This is your minimum wage. Minimum wage is $12. I'm not working for less than that. Okay, minimum wage. These are your rights. Da 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 da. Okay. The problem is that when employers hire and so forth, they have their own rules and rights, which is, I don't know you, but if we long you work here, I will know you, and then it becomes cliquish. Even in the liberal sense, I've seen cliquishness happen to the point of like exile. And with that exile came the death of Michael Taylor. Thank you, KPFK. Oh yeah, I'm not letting that one go for a minute because y'all know y'all did it. You know you did wrong. Black man come in there and make money, and the first thing you guys do is start bitching up, okay? And then, kick him out of the newsroom, and then, for all intents and purposes, contacts me to start an underground radio station. But of course, you know the results, don't we, KPFK? Ah, yes, such an unfortunate thing. So, people need to ask, what steps ICE takes to ensure employers don't use the agency as a retaliatory tool. So, it says that ICE circumstances will refrain from conducting workplace enforcement at a business under investigation by the Department of Labor. But the memorandum says ICE assesses whether tips and leads concerning workplace enforcement are motivated by an improper desire to manipulate a pending labor dispute, retaliate against employees for exercising labor rights, or otherwise frustrate the enforcement of labor laws. So in layman's terms, if I'm, say, like walking in off the street and I barely speak the language, okay? You think that slavery is not in effect because of this? I tell you, this thing is just cracking me up here. It's like that, just cracking me up. So you think that, for a sanctuary, I know LA is a sanctuary city for the simple reason because, you got 130,000 people living on Skid Row. But outside of the city, it's not a sanctuary. California is not a sanctuary state. Okay? No. Okay? It's just that you have a lot of people who believe in the sanctuary of people who are persecuted by their own governments. I mean, come on. In Mexico, they just lost like 5 political candidates. Okay? The cartels want who they want in, and they keep them in. Of course, they keep them in. All right? We're at the halfway mark here, people. We're at the halfway mark, and I'm discussing, the rights of the people who are looking forward to having the rights, that sort of thing. Okay? And, I do want to let you guys know that this is KTNG 860 AM. And you can follow us through 2018, the new year. You subscribe, like, and follow. We are also on YouTube and Facebook. Get to our website at ktng860am.org. and drop us a message, drop us an MP3. We play tracks too. We play underground tracks. We play a lot of stuff that doesn't make it to mainstream radio. And for that matter, does not get the proper, rotation it deserves. So if you're from the underground, send it this way. Or else I'm going to put a whole bunch of operatic music on here, and you're not going to like that. So subscribe to ktng860am.org. Like on Facebook or on YouTube. Send us a like. Hit that, pound that button, smash it, whatever you got to do, and follow us throughout the entire year. And we'll make sure that we'll make sure that we give you the stories that do affect you and our opinions on top of them as well. It's not like regular news. It's not fake news at all, for the simple reason it's opinionated, and therefore the opinions are expressed hopefully from here. All right, just like anything else. Okay, so for that matter, and for that particular matter, having been in California for like 30 some odd years, you see the progression of laws. And this year makes no exception. So if anything, I hope that the workers do get clemency on this, because this is going to wind up being an ACL matter eventually. Okay. And people are going to be like really, people are going to be really at arms, or for that matter, they're going to be at arms. The general people who hire out, these seasoned workers, okay, to build their homes, do their stucco and this, that, and everything else. For the foreseeable, there's going to be a lot of issues to where people are going to start hiring. Okay, stop being so damn cheap and hire. Okay, a company to come in and do it for them. That's all that's going to do is ostracate. And when this becomes full blown, and the cases do wind up in the Labor Department's office, one of the key things that's going to happen is that the media is going to blow this out of proportion. The weak-minded, okay, are going to jump into that fear and start, knuckling up and protecting themselves from it. And then, they're going to start doing, they're going to insist that more characteristics of privacy are going to be broken. Individual privacy is going to be broken. And it's going to look like the NSA has got another dirty finger in your eye. Hence the story that I got from the New York Times here. Alarm at proposal to ask about citizenship status in census. Okay, so the Census Bureau is going to now, instead of as what you are, if you're married and if you have kids, and birthdays and where you live and all that good stuff, now they're going to ask, are you a United States citizen? Okay, so a request by the Justice Department, okay, to ask people about their citizenship status in 2020 census is stirring a broad backlash from census experts and others who say the move could wreck chances for an accurate count of the population and, by extension, a fair redistricting of the House and state legislatures next decade. All this is, okay, now if anybody have looked back and say what the census was, say way back in the day, I'm talking, post-slavery, okay? Citizenship was already declared, all right, in the census. So all this proves right off the bat, people, is that if you got to prove your citizenship, you just marked yourself, okay? You just made it easier for ICE to come find you. You just made it easier, okay? Simple. You just made it easier for Immigration and Naturalization Services to basically cut you off. So you're going to spend $1,000 for your citizenship. Okay? Many of you spent tens of thousands just to make it to this country. Okay? And where are your voices? Where is your dissent? Where is your, where's your passion for your human rights? Okay? Okay, so their fear, again, the only thing we have to fear is fear ourselves, which is a complete sucker punch. Sucker punch. Okay? Save your nuts. All right? All right, so basically, this is taken by the experts in the Census Bureau itself, is that the cheeseburger administration, hardline stance on immigration, and especially on undocumented migrants, will lead Latinos and other minorities fearing persecution to ignore a census that tracks citizenship status. Okay, this is your boy D. This is DT's attempt of like going back to the days when Obama was like running for president. He's like, I want to know his birthing status. Was he born here in the United States or anywhere else? Obama, what kind of name is that for an American president? Okay, if one of these days we wind up with a Latino president, I will be glad. I will be glad. I'd be glad to basically say, you know, because if we get a Latino president, nothing's going to happen for you Latinos. Okay, nothing. Okay, you're going to vote just because of the aesthetic. That's how you vote. Okay. Don't sit there and don't sit there and plagiarize the fact that, oh, we want the best person for the best job. No. It will not go down like that. Okay, it won't. Same thing with a woman. You have feminists, you have guys, friends of feminists, and you have women all across the country and so forth voted for Hillary Clinton, who had the popular vote. How is it that she lost in the electoral? Okay, think about it, people. Think about it. Failure to participate would affect population counts needed not only to apportion legislative seats, but to distribute hundreds of billions of dollars in federal money to areas that need it most. Come on. You know full well, as I do, that you know these federal dollars are short-lived and short-termed to a point to where you know you cannot sit up and raise a generation on it. And for the most part, a lot of people have made generational statistics, okay, have been statistically generational within the funding of such funding. And this is where you meet, this is where you know, the tire hits the road on this one. Because if you have, yes, it is 18 degrees out here. I got to go out today too, man. I'm going to be stacked and racked today, believe it or not. And, you know, if you think about it, really think about it, people, you know, we have billions of dollars that are going to go out the window because we choose to let that happen. Okay? We choose to let that happen. We choose to let it happen because one, at the rate of the American dollar is slipping in many countries, I'm surprised that we're able to give, like, you know, a raise a pay raise for Social Security, a pay raise for people working minimum wage. Now, what does that mean? A double-digit inflation right around the corner. Remember, that happened in the 70s. If you weren't born in the 70s and don't understand what double dip inflation is, then you'll see it coming, hopefully. But this is the year for where it does happen. Mr. Bono, hello there, Ernest Franklin. Good morning. Okay. Oh my God, what a character. Gotta say love and morning to everybody though. You know, come the 2020 census, which is 2 years now away from now, there's going to be a lot of upsetting in the population numbers. Okay, and then there's going to be misappropriation of funding, and of course there's going to be there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be shifting. The shifting economy is coming, and we're sitting up and we're laughing our asses up because we don't see this happening like that. This is gradual, okay? This is gradual. The gradual pushing of, say, the concourse of like history and social history is the way you change, you know, the legacy of those in power, okay? The first effect, of course, is on the reappointment, okay? And this is the reappointment. And that seems to be the overreach goal to stop the shifting of representation from non-Latino states to heavily Latino states. I'm serious. Hey, look, the treaty is over. Give the land back to the Mexicans that they originally had. Okay? That way, everybody be happy. But since this is the United America, we are where we are. We're doing what we do and doing what we can do. Okay. And so, holy smokies. Oh my goodness. All right. We got an issue with a low battery here, but needless to say, boink, boink, boink. We're in, like Flynn. Okay. Okay, so we understand that, yes, there is racism in Thailand that is playing, which is, plaguing, the rights of civility. Okay. Speaking of rights of civility, Playboy might kill magazine. No more naked chicks. Okay. Oh my God. No more stars. No more Miss Americas who wind up being stars because they become naked chicks. Okay. Speaking of naked. Okay. Now remember a while back last year. Okay. Now this is for all of my people in the South here. That the Confederate flag statues were just a harbinger of racism all the way around. And basically, some statues did come down. Okay. Now, the premise of the stars and the stars and bars and so forth, which is a symbol of legacy, if not an exception to the rule, to where it says we still need to keep slavery, still looked at as our. It's not a heritage. Okay. It's not a heritage at all. The Heritage Foundation is white based, and I would never give them money at all. So heritage is one thing, but if it's got to be for something really good, if it's got to be something for really good, that says, okay, well, we made improvements. Okay, we're not sitting here saying that we have a heritage of waving a flag around because we got our asses kicked. Okay, if that's your heritage and that's your legacy for getting your asses kicked, then fine. We know you're a weak bunch of idiots. Okay, so here it is in Newsweek about 18 hours ago. South Carolina GOP wants to honor quote unquote black Confederates so they can still keep those statues and still keep that flag. Wow, what part of stupidity are we not following here? What part of stupidity are we not following here? So, 2 Republican South Carolina lawmakers want to erect a monument honoring the state's black Confederate soldiers, except there's a problem. There weren't any. Okay, so now you got to make up history to confuse people about the heritage that you want to put out there and still keep that freaking stupid ass flag that I would love to stomp on and burn, forever and ever and ever. Well, for about 15 minutes. The proposal by state representatives Bill Chumley. Isn't Chumley the same, name used as the large walrus, the Tennessee tuxedo? Okay. If you haven't, go to YouTube and look up some of the adventures and you can find out. And Mike Burns for the revisionist pro-Confederate movement on the state house grounds flies in the face of a historical record of an era that was recent, as well as recent analysis. And in all my years of research, I can say I've seen no documentation of black South Carolina soldiers fighting for the Confederacy. As a matter of fact, there was just black flight. We just trying to get away from your crazy asses. All right. So Walter Edgar, former director of the University of South Carolina's Institute of Southern Studies, and author of South Carolina, a history told the state. In fact, when secession came, the state turned down free blacks who wanted to volunteer because they didn't want the armed persons of color having a Nat Turner moment. Okay, that's what that was. So out of fear, they didn't want to give the black man a gun. But in a smack in the face of reparations, you can put up black statues of black Confederates that never served. That is the most idiotic piece of shit I ever heard in my freaking life. Okay, I'm a history buff. You can tax me on any type of history and so forth, especially when it comes to America, about black contributions. And I'll look it up, I'll read it, I'll think about what it means to me, what it means to our ancestors who basically did the right thing in fleeing to the North for freedom and fighting the South. Now, how about that? How about a Yankee statue of Confederate soldiers? As a matter of fact, there are plenty of those. You can find those anywhere. Small mines, all graveyards, that sort of thing. Okay. There's also no payroll records of any black soldiers being paid in South Carolina. And all of the 300 plus blacks who did receive pensions for their time in the Confederate Army were either servants or cooks. Wow. So a cook and a servant gets a Confederate statue without a gun. We had deadly weapons. We could poison you, or we could tie your shoelaces together as a servant. Wow. Wow. That is just great. That's great. Because if there were payroll, if there were any type of payroll records and so forth, that would have been came out. If there was history of African Americans in the Confederate Army, we would have learned that in high school. And I'm talking way back. Okay, so when there is a lack of evidence showing that there were any black Confederate soldiers from South Carolina, Chumley, okay, then does what is known as a double take and says, okay, well, hey, it's going to be a monument that honors all blacks who served in the Confederate Army. But at the capacity of when you say a Confederate statue honoring your military black Confederate, there was none. Okay? That race movement sought to keep slavery in effect, and all the blacks that were servants and just, shoe shine boys and all that crap, y'all wanted. Y'all wanted him underneath your toe. And now you're going to try and put up a statue? A statue? South Carolina, you get the big Bozak on that one. Okay? You do. Because that is just pointedly not only ridiculous, but most importantly, it is a slap in the face to Africans across the United States altogether. And I for one would tear down that statue. Given the chance and opportunity, I would tear down that statue because it does not make sense. See, now we're sitting on, there's only white guy out of this entire report that's actually doing something progressive, and that's Putin. He wants cryptocurrency. For the rest of us, we're still walking around in the dogma of the South. We're still walking around with slave chains. Okay? And if we're walking around with the chains of slavery around us, we're not progressing into a better future for all humanity. We're still holding on. We're still holding on to the hope that at some point we can get a grand gesture from the White House to say that, yes, all of our history amounts to something relevant, when it was all about bullshit. Okay? It was. How are you going to enslave the people and then going to build a damn statue, right, dedicated to them? And in what capacity of Confederate Army? That is foolish. Okay, that's mad foolish. It's mad foolish. Okay, I don't care if you're a conservative, liberal, Republican, or Democrat. That is just straight foolish. Okay, so Chumley, you are the asshole of the day. Okay, and we already know that Cheeseburger is going to remain the asshole for the next 4 years. So expect that, and Happy New Year. All right, expect that. All right, people, now to my favorite report of the day, which is saying good morning to everybody in the morning. In the morning. In the morning. Yeah, I wish I knew the words. Yeah, right. But that is something that you learn from, the best babysitter in the house, and that's TV. Money, you racist rabbit. Okay. Have you ever wondered why they took those old Bugs Bunny cartoons off? Think about it, people. Oh my goodness. Okay, so why are we not doing what we're supposed to be doing here? Come on here. Come on, baby. It's 20 degrees here in good old Colorado. It's now risen a couple of degrees. Okay. Man, it's going to be cold. I don't know if there's going to be any wind today, but I don't see the trees moving, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Let's say good morning to all of our Facebook babies and see what's going on here. Boy, my computers are just running kind of slow here. Oh, you got to be freaking kidding me. No, baby. Come on. That's garbage. And why are we in Bing? Why? Okay, now political feed. No, I'm not supposed to be in Bing. Oh, that's why. Because I'm in the wrong place anyway. Oh, goodness gracious, I'm just having a beautiful morning here. I swear to God. But we're going to say good morning to all these people that watch the show, listen to the show, see my kind of crazy antics and me burping and going to the bathroom in the middle of the show. Oh, God. Let's see. No, I do not wish. Come on, baby. Give me what you got. Give me what I need. Can you do that for me, baby? I am not a night person. I have to be an all-day person. All day, all night. And that's the reason why I sit on the computers like forever, researching, reading. I mean, there's nothing new. There's no problem with having a good book to read or anything like that. Or you too, Mr. Bono. Okay. All right. Anyway, morning to Hyde the rapper, Akili, Jorge, Ernest Franklin for his craziness. All right. Goddess mother of Orisha. Good morning, darling. Love you too. Aaron Gregory Malloy, good morning. Your adventure continues. Network as much as you possibly can. Collect as many business cards that are basically do the research behind those cards and information, my good man, and then you will find your pot of gold. Zulu Queen Veronica, good morning. Frank, the angriest Mexican, Martinez, how you doing? Diona Barry, how you doing this morning? And let's see, Chow Negro, good morning. Always Clarence Lumford, good morning. Sean Griff, what's up, mighty muscle lady? Got guns for you. Anyway, Rodney Allen Rippey, good morning. Malik Smith, all the way out in Belgium, who is the Dr. Funky of the Funky Booty Show. Anyway, good morning. Is there Machiavelli? I'm pretty sure that's your real name. Anyway, Jamie Banton, good morning. Rasta D. Bob, good morning. And Nina Henderson, good morning. As per my post yesterday, no, I am not going to deal with pushy motherfuckers anymore. Scott Woods, good morning, all about Long Strong Beach. Okay. And let's see, good morning to Maria Villarreal, Olivares, the Latino Chamber, the real Latino Chamber of Commerce people, the real one, not the one that, Chateau Boro. I got to contact with them. I got to get in contact with them and see what, see what I can find out about if they have the chamber still or if they're going through another lawsuit for that or anything of that nature. So it's been, let's see if the lawsuit against the city of Compton is going to go through. Tana Mason, love you. Good morning. Let's see. Rena Rivera. Oh boy. It's so cold you probably could rob me with a bucket of water. I love her comedy. I love her observations. She's good. Okay. Oh, and he has his dog. Wonderful. Okay, and let's see. Around the world, Universal Zulu Nation, good morning. And let's see, what else have we got going on here? I'm going to put some new music on today. I'm going to pay a lot of bills. And just going to be happy on that end. Everybody out there in the rest of the world and so forth, regardless of what's going on, good morning. Happy New Year. And most importantly, find something constructive to do instead of sitting around waiting for, the heavens to open up and reward you for all that you prayed for. Okay? Prayer in action means you make that prayer active. Okay? It does. If you're active behind your prayers and so forth, that means your dreams come true. Okay? So this whole core issue of saying that nothing comes to a dreamer but a dream, well, it doesn't. When a dreamer sees basically his intuition and, what their subconscious is telling them, and not only that, but how to pursue it, then whatever you got as far as a negative force around you, that is your nightmare. Okay? Get rid of it. Walk away from it. Kill it. Whatever you got to do. Just don't be around negative influences. Because negative influences drain your energy. They drain your desire. They drain all your ambition. They drain you until you have nothing left. Until you have nothing left but the ashes of your bones laying on the ground. I, for one, am not going to be following behind that crazy ideology at all, period. So if you're coming with that kind of luggage, like herpes, go get it inoculated first before you deal with me, okay? Because no need for the negative people in your life. Find positive groups, find positive things to do. Work in your community, find out who does what. Be neighbors, okay? Be conscientious neighbors. Okay, but you can be conscientious neighbors on a good side of things. But if you're a conscientious neighbor trying to be a hypocrite, okay, and most importantly try to be true in your hypocrisy, you're nothing but a fake ass liar. All right, straight fake ass liar, and you will continue to do so as long as it benefits it benefits you, okay, and your idyllic notions of self-preservation. What? I'm sorry, but I'm not from a jail or gang mentality. I'm from a military-minded mentality for public service. Okay? And if you are one of those parasites who basically take from and don't give back, your evil will be undone this year. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And I will be reading all the news and having views and opinions on those things. Okay? And I will keep it going like that. I will keep it going like that. As long as my hair sticks up. Okay? As long as my hair sticks up. I can never be on a newscast and so forth because my hair sticks up. Okay? But I like it. It's rebellious. Okay? It's rebellious. And eventually, this will be a nice long lock and so forth, just like the rest of them that I got here that I've had for so freaking long, dude. Okay? But I can stretch my arms all the way out and I can touch my hair from hand to hand. That's years, Jack. My hair has given me more of a commitment than a phony ass bitches in Cali. Okay, straight up. And then people ask and say, well, how come you touch your hair and everything like that? Because I don't want to assimilate. No, and neither should you. But here's what it is, people. We're at the end of our show. And for the most part, I do thank you guys for coming through and putting up with my technical malaise here, which I'm going to work on today. But most importantly, what I'm going to do is give you guys the best advice possible. Go out, be the best human being that you can be for the day. Plan for not tomorrow, but for the next 5 years. And always, I don't care if you're facing an 800-pound gorilla. I don't care if you're about to get ran over by a car. Never let them take your shine. All right, so let's get out of here. This has been the Ktng Morning Show. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Smash that like button as many times as possible. Leave a comment. Send me tracks by MP3 to ktng860am.org. And I will get those for my facilitary, for my faculty of emails that I do have. And I'm going to make sure that we play them. Definitely. So I got some new tracks coming. I'm going to boot some new tracks in today. And then I'm going to take care of some bills. Lots of bills. My first bill, okay, it's rent. So let's get that done. All right, people, I'm out here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. This has been the Ktng Morning Show. Thanks for dropping by and thanks for watching. And keep yourselves clean.